Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the season Sayonara, the final Pacific League simulcast of the 2023 season. I'm your host and play-by-play guy, Gabe Lerman. Joining me in the virtual booth, Mike Bealey. Mike, how are you doing this morning? As it's after midnight here on the East Coast.
Excited to watch a game that's got massive playoff implications as I try to put my fandom aside for today's broadcast.
You're telling me. This game, as well as the other two going on, all have playoff implications, all involving one of the three teams squaring off for the second and third playoff spots, all three separated by only a game and a half.
And after this game, the Marines have 6 games left, so not much room for error at this point.
CC Mercedes, slider outside. Count is 2-1. Mercedes, the 29-year-old lefty, signed with the Rays as a international free agent. Changeup floated in, called strike 2. But he left, having not made the club. Wound up signing with the Giants. No, not the San Francisco ones. Fastball low and in. Count is even. The ones that play in Tokyo. Made the club there. Actually racked up a pretty good history of success. And now this is his first season with the Marines. Full count pitch on the way. Drill to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. That is foul. Very loud warning shot from the bat of Junichiro Kishi. If I was in the stadium, I'd probably be able to get a better look. But yeah, that did not miss by much.
And that is something the Marines have not been able to eliminate these past couple games, or should I say this past month. Pretty much giving up several home runs every game.
It is what it is, and Lord knows the Marines have been riding a skid lately. 7-16 in the months of September. Called strike 3! Mercedes fastball at the bottom edge of the zone. 1 down.
Looking at Mercedes' history, I was actually kind of shocked to see he's been in Japan for this long already. It seems it was only a little bit ago that he was just arriving. Now he's a veteran, haven't played since 2017.
Yeah, and only a couple more seasons until he gets domestic player status. Impressive. Sosuke Genda, the human highlight reel, batting second for the Lions and playing shortstop. Worth noting that he actually carries a pretty strong batting average against these Marines. I caught a glimpse of that earlier in my prep for the game. The count runs to 2-0. 379 batting average at Zozo Marine Stadium, where this game is being played, and got 2 hits and an RBI against CC Mercedes in their last match. Fastball in for a strike. All right, looks like we got the live chat going. Slider low, count is 3-1. Looking forward to seeing that live chat pop off when we get big hits and big strikeouts. Called strike 2. CC's got the fastball going. Lions are really stacking the deck with a lot of right-handed batting, so some of their familiar faces not present in the game. Genda fouls this off. Count is full. Good look at Mercedes' pitching form there. Full count on the way. Spoiled foul again. On the on-deck circle, third baseman Ryusei Sato. In the hole, first baseman Kento Watanabe. Slider misses away. Genda works the 1-out walk. That was close. CC wanted that call, you could tell. I'm not going to repeat what I think he mouthed on that one. So that'll bring up Ryusei Sato. Rejoined, I should say, the Lions via the active player draft this offseason. He was traded from the Lions to the Fighters in the 2021 season. See, left-hander starter for the Lions, Chihiro Sumida, getting loose in the dugout area. Fastball inside. Sato's largely been used as a part-time player with third base duties split between Haruka Yamada, Takeya Nakamura. But he's getting his chance here as a right-handed platoon bat. Fastball down the pipe, strike one. Mercedes comes set. At least he's got his eyeballs right at Sosuke Genda. That's on the ground. Tomosugi will flip to second for one. On to first. Safe is the call. Yamaguchi pulled off the base by Kenta Chatani's throw. Sato is safe. Scored a fielder's choice. Oh, looks like it might have been Ryusei Sato's speed getting in ahead of the play. OC Funkster, where can we watch the Orcs Buffaloes game? Please check out watchdingo.com. You'll be able to watch that Buffaloes game as Game 2 on their broadcast, just without our lovely voices. Kento Watanabe, first round draft pick from 2020. This is really the first season he's had a chance to play with the top club. It's going to be interesting to see how he fares. Last season he did put 10 home runs up in the farm team. Called strike one. I remember in one of the sports games I used to play, he developed into a pretty fearsome power bat. Very much in the Takeya Nakamura mold. Sato up. Sato, Ryusei Sato with a stolen base. Toshiya Sato blocked on the play. Good jump there by Ryusei. That's a... Kento stands in. Runner at second now with two down. Watanabe batting 154, or batting 221 on the season so far. Does have 6 home runs. Called strike two. That looked like the slider just dropping in. Spun beautifully to catch at the knees. Full count on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Mercedes drives around the walk and the stolen base and sees us into the bottom of the first. It'll be Ogino, Tomosugi, and Ishikawa getting things started here for the home club. Chihiro Sumida on the bump. Thank you for the kind words, Koyomi Matic. But unfortunately, we will not be able to carry any postseason games, in part because I will be away from my computer. On the other hand, though, subscribe to Pacific League TV and you can watch the postseason games. For just 1,500 yen per month, catch every single live PL and farm team game involving PL clubs, as well as an archive going back a full decade of highlights and full games. You can even spot me in the crowd here at Zozo Marine Stadium on one particular day in August 2013. First round draft selection, Chihiro Sumida on the bump for the Seibu Lions. This is Sumida's second appearance on one of our simulcasts. He was previously on the June 25th game at the Luna Dome against, I think that was the Hawks that day. Garnered some Rookie of the Year attention last year. Bad luck, ran his record to 1-10, but he had a 3.75 ERA. This season, he's 9-9 in 21 starts with a 3.44 ERA, which means he's gone 6-2 since we last saw him on June 25th. Against the Marines, 1-1 in 3 starts with a 3.06 ERA, including 2 weeks ago when he went 6 scoreless against Chibolote. One of the longtime mainstays of this Lotte team, Takashi Ogino. One of those players that wears 0. There's a surprising number of them in Japanese baseball, and I love it because it reflects his name, Ogino. 0-2 hole quickly, though. Sumida making quick work. Time is called by Ogino. Look for a fastball, slider, look for a four-seamer, cutter, slider, change, and fork set from Sumida. There's the human highlight reel. Sosuke Genda making it look easy for the first out. It looked like it had some sink on it. That might have been Sumida's fork.
That timeout that he called, that was a really quick batter's timeout, almost as if he had like a timeout clock of his own.
Now, we're not going to bring the pitch clock here because there's discussions at the NPB owners meetings, but not our place to mention yet.
It was just an odd timeout in my opinion.
Tomosuke flares this one at the expensive seats. This is his first full season with the club, drafted last year. Beautiful looking slider. Count is 0-2. That almost looks like a curveball with how much it arcs. Fastball for called strike 3. Seibu fans making some noise in that left field stand. That might have been a bit low. Good frame job by Yuto Koga. Funny you should mention that, Koyomi Matic, about interesting things. NPB is going to be expanding the farm league by 2 teams. One based in Niigata, one based in Shizuoka. Here's Shingo Ishikawa. Had the walk-off hit in yesterday's game. He will ground out to Genda. First pitch, first swing. A quick 1-2-3 inning by Sumida. Turning things back over to the Lions lineup. Yokawa, Tonosaki, and Koga coming up. This is Season Sayonara here on the Pacific League English YouTube channel.
So with those farm teams, are they tied to any parent club, or are they just officially by themselves?
They are by themselves. It's an interesting little addition. I think may open the door to expansion, but that's just me speculating. No official word. And the 2 teams that have accepted entrance agree that they are not expecting to join the top flight club at all. With the change, it means the farm team is finally going to go from 7 in one league and 5 in the other to 8 in one league and 6 in the other, which, as a schedule maker, probably makes everyone's lives a lot easier. No more off days, no more interleague, no more playing against collegiate teams. Now, I know we associate October baseball with, you know, frosty temperatures, snow in some parts of the country. Not so much the case in Chiba. It's right now 29 degrees Celsius or 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
The whole country currently experiencing a minor heat wave recently due to a tropical storm, I believe.
There's the risk of rain in today's forecast, so we'll see if we can get through this full game unscathed. There's one other game going on, or sorry, there are 2 other games going on with playoff implications. We'll reveal those results at the next break. Called strike on Naomasa Yokawa, formerly a member of the Tigers organization, drafted to the Lions via the active player draft. Basically the NPB's version of the Rule 5 draft, which was just instituted for the first time this past offseason. He was a Tiger from 2014 to 2022. Called strike 3. CC Mercedes with his 3rd K of the day. There is like a week left of games, yes, but we don't have access to those, Koyomi-matic. We agreed to this schedule early on in the season, and that's what we're working towards. But hey, watch Dingo.com, FTF Sports, your best friends for the rest of the regular season. Second baseman Shuta Tonosaki steps to the plate. Won the Premier 12 with the Samurai Japan Club in 2019. 2-time Golden Glover at second base. Would love to get it back. Sinker bounced in the dirt. Count is 2-1. At one point, Mike, do you have to get worried about Mercedes' pitch count? He's already at 30, and we're not even through the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Compare that to the Sumida for the Lions. How quick his inning was.
Sumida might be gunning for that Maddox. I know it's not much of a thing in Japan, but it's still something worth shooting for. Called strike 2. Mercedes seems to be finding the most luck with that fastball of his. Wonder when we'll see that changeup pop up. Tonosaki, one of the better batters in this Lions lineup, especially as a right-handed bat. That's drilled to the left side of the infield. Tomosugi is just going to eat this one up. No chance to get the speedy Tonosaki. 1-out single for Shuta. Tough play for anyone to make. Rookie shortstop tested there. So double play in order again for the Marines. Shinya Hasegawa. 2020 draft pick, 2nd round. 4 home runs on the season so far. But he's not the usual outfielder for this club. Usually you'd see an Ito and Raito. Fastball in for strike 1. Or a Shohei Suzuki. Both teams going with a platoon-heavy approach at this point. I mean, NPB rosters are 29 men big as opposed to the 25 or 26 in the majors. So you do have a little bit of additional space. Cole Shiesty is asking for the Hawks game. Sorry, man, you gotta go to watchdingo.com to catch the Hawks and Fighters going at it. No commentary over on watchdingo.com, but if you're located in North America, that broadcast is complimentary. But also, why don't you want to hang with us? Chop foul. Hasegawa spoils that one. It was yesterday's walk-off loss that eliminated the Lions from postseason contention. And these Marines, just on a half game back, looking in. 0-2 on the way. Low with a fastball. Ball one.
Just how interesting of a season have they had where, despite what seemed to be more downs and ups at certain points of the season for the Lions, they're finally eliminated with only less than a week left to go.
And credit to them for hanging in as long as they have. Mercedes comes set. Quick check-in throw with Tonosaki and Yamaguchi are going to go play catch. I know high socks aren't a common thing in Japan, so it's nice to see Koki Yamaguchi rocking the stirrups. Very classic look. Low for ball two.
They were a thing for quite a long time, then just like in North America, one decade, they just suddenly disappeared. Like, the world collectively said, no more, none of that.
Hasegawa with a 2-2 count. Runner at first is Tonosaki. Chopped up the middle. Brasseau's going to try and make a play. In time! Mike Brasseau showing off the throwing arm. Hello, future me in the top 20 plays reels.
Brasseau has had quite the interesting NPB career so far. He pretty much showed up in the middle of the night, it seemed.
If memory serves, he went from in America to in a game within like 24 or 36 hours, and it was just at the tail end of the player registration deadline, too. Marines waiting until literally the last day or two to register him as a player for this season. Most NPB teams will do one last shopping trip from America, or the Americas, I should say, for foreign players before that deadline. Fastball inside.
Not even a start on the farm, just, oh, you're here? Here's a bat. Get in there.
I think he even got a hit in his debut.
I think he did.
Runner at second with 2 down now for the catcher, Yuto Koga. Stares at a fastball for strike one. Koga's second season with the Lions up at the top club. He's improved his batting average by 60 points over last year. Big shoes to fill with the absence of Tomoya Mori, having gone to the York's Buffaloes. But between him and Seina Tsuge, interesting to see how the Lions are managing. There's a changeup we were mentioning, floated away for ball two. Cole, thank you for the compliment that I sound like a real reporter. I'm just an amateur at this, but I do enjoy it. I mean, this is our second season doing live games. 2022, we weren't able to save any of our broadcasts. 2023, thanks to your support, all of our previous games are available here on the channel. Not sure for how long, so if you want to go rewatch a couple walk-off wins, now would be the time. 3-1 on the way. Low for ball four. Second walk issued by CC Mercedes. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Quick rosin bag check from CC. 43 pitches in this kind of heat and humidity. Yeah, I'd be dealing with some moisture as well. This is from yesterday's game. Manaya Nishikawa picking up a clutch RBI single late in the game that led to that dramatic walk-off win. Nishikawa has been with the Lions organization since 2018, mostly as a defensive substitute, but has been getting some starts recently and got his first career home run earlier this season. Actually, hold on. Might have been in the last week or two. I distinctly remember giving him a shout-out on a podcast. Line right up the middle, deflected by Mercedes, who collects it himself. He must have deflected it straight up in the air. Good morning, sir. That'll get your adrenaline going. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Fantastic work by Mercedes to get out of the jam. Still scoreless into the bottom of the second. Polanco, Yamaguchi, Brasso coming up.
3, 2, 1, bazooka!
Oh no, who gave Marine Chan a bazooka?
3, 2, 1, bazooka!
Gotta love the appropriate horns coming from the Jeep there. I have to give credit to the Lotte Marines organization. Their setup for the game page actually includes what events are going to be taking place, which inning. So, for example, if you're a fan of the Freeze in the Atlanta Baseball Club ballpark, stick around for the 6th inning. Dashman is Chiba's equivalent. If you hear any crashing in the background, those are my cats having a case of the late night zoomies. While we wait for gameplay to resume, quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. Like I said, big, important games going on. It is looks like the top of the 5th over in Pepe Dome. The Hokkaido Nipponham Fighters leading 4-2 at the halfway mark of that game. At Kyocera Dome, it's the bottom of the 1st. Rakuten Eagles stake to an early 2-0 lead. Good work there by the Eagles, trying to control their own destiny. They are really the pivot point for the Pacific League postseason race. Well, except for first place, we know that that's sewn up. Orcs Buffaloes, of course. 3-time pennant winners. Sumida only needed 7 pitches to get through the first. Tate mentioning the Marines lost all 4 games he saw. And we're hoping that the bad mojo does not carry over to virtual attendance there. 2-0 the count on Polanco, tied for the home run lead in the Pacific League with 3 other players on 3 other teams. Big swing and a miss on a fastball. That would be Hideto Asa. Oh, there we go. You see there, Kensuke Kondo of the SoftBank Hawks, Hideto Asamura of the Rakuten Eagles, and Chusei Manami of the Hokkaido Nipponham Fighters. Genda in a bit of a shift there. On the second baseman's side of second base, retires Polanco for the first out. This is a lot better Chihiro Sumida than when we last saw him. Pretty sure that June 25th game, he failed to make it out of the 5th inning. Koki Yamaguchi getting the start at first base. 14 home runs on the season. Good work from him, and this was one of the reasons why Marines fans were hoping for a return to health from some of their players, and why they went out and traded and acquired Shingo Ishikawa from the Giants. It's to move Koki Yamaguchi back to his natural home at first base. Late called strike 1. Breaking ball from Sumida. Sophomore lefty. Come set. Low with the forkball. Ball 2. There, we got someone rooting for the Marines because of Gregory Polanco as a Pirates fan. Pierre asking if I prefer a... Oh, Yamaguchi line. That's gonna end up foul. He caught one, but it looks like he just yanked it. Left fielder Kishi on it quickly. Interesting to see how he planted his foot there, Mike. Looks like he sort of rolled his ankle just a teeny bit.
Yeah, that's not something they want to have at this point in the season.
I mean, Lord knows the Buffaloes are dealing with enough injuries. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sumida picks up his first K of the day. I mean, we're going to bring it up at some point, but that PA announcement is from someone you won't be hearing from after this season. Emi Taniho, who has been the PA announcer for the Marines since coming to Chiba, is retiring at the end of the season after 31 years on the job.
Certainly an iconic voice for all Chiba fans, and as a friend of mine put it, a reminder that summer has arrived in Chiba.
That's true. I mean, there's plenty of examples of her voiceover work. I think everyone's favorite is still Saburo! Brasso gets into this one to center field. Ishikawa sliding catch. Another 1-2-3 inning by Chihiro Sumida. Maddox intact. Top of the third coming up here on the Sayonara season. So I did double check the standings or the schedule for this because, like I said, the Eagles really are the hinge, the focal point for this entire postseason setup. The Hawks have 5 games remaining, 1 against the Fighters, 3 in a row against the Eagles, and 1 against the Buffaloes. The Eagles play Oryx, 2 versus the Hawks, 1 against the Fighters, then back to the Hawks, and then against these Marines at home to finish off the season. The Marines, on the other hand, on the outside looking in, these 3 games against, or the next 3 games are against Cebu, including a rare Monday start tomorrow, and then 3 against the Buffaloes, finishing with that game in Sendai. So the Eagles could, if they sweep the Hawks, boot them down into 4th place and potentially give the Marines a chance at making the postseason. For the Eagles to fall out, Latte's got to pick up the slack, and SoftBank needs to win that series. Only 1 game separates 2nd and 3rd. Half a game separates 3rd and 4th. Getting back to Pierre G. Hedgehog's question, would I want to see a battle for Osaka between Buffaloes and the Tigers? I actually mentioned that on the podcast. I think it was episode 18, which will be coming to the YouTube channel soon, so keep your peepers and ear holes open for that. I did call a Japan series between the Buffaloes and Tigers, but you'll have to listen for which one I said would win. Second time through the lineup for the Lions, Junichiro Kishi. Up here against CC Mercedes. Fastball for strike 1. Mercedes is 0-3 in 5 starts against the Lions, but with a 2.1 ERA. So it's not that he's pitched poorly, it's just that he hasn't gotten the run support.
That's something that's plagued Mercedes starts all season against every team, it seems.
4-8 record on the year. 33-36 in his career with a 3.19 ERA. At least he's a fast worker. Reminds me of another guy in black and white pinstripes, Mark Burley. Mr. Speedrunner himself. Fastball high for ball 4. Pierre reminding folks about another Chiba Marines team, the 2005 edition, dropping a 33-4 aggregate score on the Tigers in their most recent, second most recent Japan Series appearance. They also showed up, I think it was 2014, but they lost to the Hawks, who beat every single Central League club during their 2010s dynasty. It's worth pointing out. Some of them multiple times. Genda pops this one high. Looks like Sato's got a chance, and he makes the play. 379 batting average. Doesn't matter. Kaz Matsui wants that bunt. Yusei Sato coming up now. And yes, that name should be familiar to fans of Major League Baseball. Kazuo Matsui, former New York Met, Colorado Rocky, Saitama Seibu Lion, and Tokurakuten Golden Eagle. Oh yeah, also played with the Astros, right, I forgot about that. Has been the manager of the Lions since the start of this year, and is expected to continue in the role for the next one. His opponent, the other manager, a fellow New York Met and Colorado Rocky alum, Masato Yoshii. Sato will flare this one out of play. .262 batting average on the season for Ryusei Sato. This is the most number of games he's appeared in, with 88 so far. In his previous tenures with the Lions and the Fighters, he was largely a part-time player. And he's responded by improving his batting average. Good to see him finding his form. Koyomi Matic asking the question, how long do you think the big boss will continue to last in Hokkaido? He stated in an interview he's in for next year, and if he can't produce results, he's ready to take off the uniform. Sato back towards Mercedes, checks second, they'll get the out there, into first, in time, double play. 1-6-3. Cece with a beautiful looking turn there. Credit where credit is due. Mercedes has fielded like a dream out there so far. I know we don't normally talk about pitcher golden gloves, but that's pretty solid.
1番、落ち抹茶フラッペ。2番、京都のヤンニョムチキンボックス。3番、ローキのマグロカツ。
Okay, I'm glad I had a snack before watching the broadcast because some of those snacks look really good. The Fujiwara bowl looks like it's got like spicy wings or tebasaki with fries. Yeah, I'm in on that.
はい、せーの。ドンドン。あー、残念。
So what happened is a match?
I think they get the item in question for free.
Oh, that's sad.
Is what it is.
One. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Works. Their stadium, they have a lot of fun with the AR stuff and the posing camera.
Score is still 2-0 Rakuten over Oryx. Still 4-2 Nipponham over SoftBank. So if these scores hold, That would bring the Eagles and the Hawks into a tie. Very interesting. Toshiya Sato getting his first at-bat of the game now. This is his 4th season with Lotte, one of the catchers in rotation, along with Tatsuhiro Tamura. And the teenage Ko Matsukawa, who really has that special friendship with Roki Sasaki. I know Sasaki has struggled a little bit in his last few starts, since coming back from injury, but you have to expect he's still going to be a big part of the final stretch drive for these Lotte Marines. Sato actually got a home run earlier this season on one of our broadcasts, the one at Rakuten Mobile Park Miyagi against the Eagles. Gets into this one here. Fly ball to center. Nishikawa picks it out of the clouds. One away. Hey, not 2 Vs online. Nice to see. It's good to see some of the regulars despite the later start. We know you have a choice between this and sleep, and we're glad that you've chosen this. Kenta Chetani, normally a first baseman or shortstop, getting the start at second. Again, Masato Yoshii loading up with those right-handed batters. A lot of notable absences in the game for the Marines and the Lions each. Marines captain and second baseman Shogo Nakamura taking the day off, along with outfielder Kyota Fujiwara, third baseman Hisanori Yasuda, and shortstop Yudai Fujioka. May see them off the bench in the future. Agenda is as automatic as they come, 2 down. As for the Lions, no David McKinnon at first. Ditto for the aging legends Takumi Kuriyama and Takaya Nakamura. Kuriyama's only 1 double away from 400 on his career. You have to expect he'll try and get it, even though he has no home games left for the season. Koshiro Wada at center field. Gets into this one. That's high and deep to right field. Back at the track, and that one is gone to the Owendon! Koshiro Wada sends the Lotte faithful into paroxysms. It's 1-0 Chiba Lotte here in the bottom of the 3rd.
I'm sure Mercedes is happy to see that. As we've discussed earlier, he's had a bit of an issue with run support going on in these games.
That is his 3rd career home run with the top club for Wada. He's also got his first career triples this season. Gives the Lotte fans something to cheer about as Takashi Ogino steps in for his 2nd at-bat of the game. 37-year-old won Best 9 and Gold Glove in left field in 2019. He's got 3 All-Star nods, and in his rookie season all the way back in 2010, a Japan Series ring.
I also know played 43 games this year, having gone down fairly early into the season.
Oh, he had an injury?
Yeah, he's been injured.
Oh. You've been keeping a closer eye on the Marines than I have. Inside out's this one. That's going to be a line out right to Hasegawa in right field. But the Koshiro Wada solo shot puts the Marines ahead 1-0 through 3. Stick with us. More Pacific League baseball to come.
You have to feel for our mutual friend, Steve, the world's biggest Ogino fanboy, as he'll call himself.
I was going to bring up Steve Novosel at one point. If you want to hear more from him, go check out the other videos on this channel. Both Jimbo Bernicki and I got a chance to interview him for the Making the Pitch series, where he tries to sell you on being a fan of these Chiba Lotte Marines.
And in that one, I'm also an interview subject. For some reason.
Well, because you're a Marines fan, my dude.
Everyone else was busy. But speaking of our voices, somebody mentioned earlier that they'll miss our voices. Keep in mind we do have our podcast, and that will continue to some extent in the off-season.
Possibly reduced frequency, because there will be less to talk about, but yeah, we can at least break down the Climax series. I'll have to check with our production team before allowed to even talk about the Japan series. Yeah, that was a middle fastball that Wada ambushed. Heck, he was almost at second before that ball left the yard. Shiamiro pointing out the home run. What are your thoughts on the proposed renovation or replacement of Zozo Marine Stadium?
I'm not really sure what you would add with a renovation. I think it's a perfectly serviceable stadium. I mean, it is a bit out of the way to get to.
Watanabe drills this one to left center. Picked up easily by Wada. One away. Those kinds of quick outs are what CC Mercedes needs to avoid taxing the Marines bullpen too late in the game.
Yeah, especially with the pitch count he's racked up right now. And I know the stadium and the Marines can't control it, but it may be a train line going directly to the stadium as opposed to a mile and a half away from it.
What? You get your steps in. Gotta get your cardio somehow.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. It's a fun walk, actually. You get to go over a bridge. It's a nice bridge.
And past Makuhari Messe. Some decent eatery options on the way. Strike one with a changeup. Yokawa. While he was with the Tigers, he somehow picked up the habit of beating his chest like a gorilla after home runs. To the point where that became his nickname. And some players even passed him bananas for home runs. Ogino unable to get to that fly ball in time. Foul for strike two.
If he picked up the habit, I just want to know where he got it from.
I mean, Lord knows players in Japan have fun traits for their home run celebration. Brandon Laird making some sushi. Yutaro Sugimoto raising his fist. I think we even talked about that on a podcast episode.
I think we did.
Oh, listen to us cross-promoting like real pros here. My goodness.
Wise man once said, please listen.
Like and subscribe! 1-2 on the way. Up the middle, Tomosugi. Can't field it cleanly. That may be worth one chest thump for Yokawa. DH is aboard for Tonosaki. Tonosaki had a pretty good, strong start to the season. His batting average has fallen to around 258 at this point, though. Still close to in line for his career usual. I mean, I don't think anyone's expecting him to pop off for 26 home runs like he did in 2019, but still. Good to see him back and healthy after an injury-shortened 2021. He bats .224 or .244 against the Marines so far this season. Runner at first. Mercedes, the 1-0. Low with a fastball. Ball two. Bottom of the sixth over at PayPay Dome. SoftBank still down 4-2 to the Fighters. That's flared out of play by Tonosaki. The Eagles want that playoff spot, and they want it quite what's the word I'm looking for? Quite loudly. 5-0 for the Eagles over the Buffaloes at Kyocera Dome. Still in the top of the second with... there we go. The third... Top of the second just ended. Line into right field. Up the line and fair for a base hit. Ogino's on it quickly. Throw will be cut off by the first baseman. Yokawa to third. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position for the Lions. Tonosaki picking up an extra base hit. With only 1 out, it's interesting to see what kind of strategy the manager is going to go for with Shinya Hasegawa at the plate. Is this a sack bunt opportunity? Like, if this was you, Mike, what would your strategy be?
Runner on third and second. I don't think I'm going to go for the suicide bunt, but swing away, I'd say.
This is Hasegawa's second season with the Lions. Picked up his first career home runs earlier this year. As you hear the Lions, Owen Don, get into their chance theme. Fastball high.
Those trumpets really sounded ominous.
Sato looks for the signal. Mercedes in a bit of a jam here, trying to keep the lead. Golfed into foul territory. Count even at 1. Slider, good plate action. Hasegawa able to just get a piece of it. Masato Yoshi looking on from the dugout. This is Yoshi's first season behind the Marines bench. Before him was another former major leaguer in Tadahito Iguchi.
Iguchi, multiple-time Japan Series champion, multi-time World Series champion. A lot of rings on that guy's fingers.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's former players getting the call as a manager in Japan.
Especially if they have MLB experience.
Yeah, of the 6 Pacific League managers, only the Buffaloes, Satoshi Nakajima, did not play in the majors. Shinjo, of course, did, but few people remember that Eagles manager Kazunari Ishii got a cup of tea with the Diamondbacks. And then, of course, completing the set, the Swallows manager, Shingo Takatsu. '69th pitch of the game coming up for CC Mercedes. Count is 2-2 on Hasegawa. Chopped up to third. Brosseau's going to come home, and they've got it. Yokawa stuck in a pickle. Sato will make the tag. Heads up play there by Brosseau. Runners at first and third now with 2 down. Good block by Brosseau. Notices Yokawa's going. And with nowhere to go, Yokawa stuck between a base and a hard mitt. Looks like thanks to some defensive indifference, Hasegawa was able to scurry all the way to second. So same base configuration, just 1 out, or 1 more out acquired. First pitch to Koga, slider low, ball 1.
If they're going to have to get this third one rather quickly any way they can, if they want to see Mercedes go however long he can, he's not not got long left, I don't think.
Well, he may only have one more turn in the rotation after this anyway. Fastball low for ball 2. The Marines do have 6 more games in hand after this. As you see the Cebu cheering section bedecked in their baby blues. Classic uniform look. Fastball low again, ball 3. Sato tries to get the frame job, doesn't quite. That's a close pitch to take. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk. Bases are full of Lions with 2 down here. I mean, even if Mercedes could go longer, he seems to be wobbling just a little bit. But it's going to draw a meeting from pitching coach Kuroki. With a quick break in action, I have to say, we've got a heat wave coming in here in Toronto where I'm located. Going to end up in, I think with the Humidex, it's going to end up in the low 90s Fahrenheit at some point this week.
We have the weather where you wake up and for a couple of hours, maybe till around like 11, it's kind of cold, so you go out and prepare for that. And then an hour later, it's back up in the 80s, and it's like, oh, come on. I had to go outside in shoes the other day for the first time in months. It was horrible.
Oh no, it is I with a tiny violin.
Yes, thank you. Please play a nice song.
Reminds me of the joke. Do I have any requests? Yes, but you're going to play anyway. We can do an out-of-town scoreboard update in the next break, including what's going on in the other league. Ishikawa's going to foul this one away. Count quickly 0-2. I mean, yes, all the postseason spots are decided, but not the seedings for second and third place. So those games still count, although there are far fewer of them to play, thanks to the typhoon canceling a bunch of games at Kyocera Dome and particularly rainy season for the Marines. Still lots of Pacific League action to come. Check your listings for FTF Sports. They carry a game of the day at 1 p.m. Eastern with English commentary. And with some days only having one Pacific League game to play, pretty good chance that it'll be that one that'll be aired. And if you want to get up early or stay up late, watch Dingo.com for the live broadcast without commentary. 0-2 on the way. Flared foul again, but Ishikawa's going to give it a look. Just into the exciting seats. On the other side of that very rigid-looking fence. That Ishikawa decides to go face first into. I think this is a fun game for me in particular because in 2022 we weren't able to get a Marines home game for a midnight matinee. This is the first time I'm calling a game at this ballpark. Virtually, anyway. I mean, Mike, you've done a few already. Baseball for breakfast, for example.
Yeah, there's been a couple. I do feel like most of our broadcasts tend to be either Oryx or Fighters for some reason, but yeah.
Well, I try to balance them out. Somehow it just goes a little skewy. That's chopped back to the pitcher's spot. Mercedes with the hops to get out of the inning and keep the score 1-0. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Marines hold serve. It's 1-0.
I think I remember those games the most because they seem to be the longest.
Oh yeah, there was the walk-off for the Fighters at their home, Escon Field against the Eagles. And then there was the Fighters versus Buffaloes that went to extras. And why does Marcoon have a mustache?
It's a disguise.
本日の景品はこちら。ZOZO マリンスタジアムで使える商品券1万円分です。勝負は1回、相手は負けです。それでは、マーサマじゃんけんスタート。マーサマじゃんけん、じゃんけん、ポンポン。
Ah, he's playing Jonkin Pong. You only get one shot? Man, that's
Not 2
tough.
out of 3? Nope, maybe we are. Oh, he's waving.
I mean, we should have been able to check we should have been able to read the hiragana that did say John Ken at the bottom. Out of town scoreboard update, 5-0 Eagles over Buffaloes, bottom of second. Masaru Fuji having himself a good game. Sorry, that's Kosei Shoji getting the start. Eagles get, or sorry, the Hawks get one back. It's 4-3 Fighters now.
Handheld fan spotted.
4回の裏、マリーンズの攻撃は2番ショート、
Tomosugi, a strikeout victim in his first appearance. Still looking for his first pro home run, but he does have 9 RBIs. Now, Mike, you've been following the Marines more than I have. Is Tomosugi or Fujioka really this team's shortstop future? Fly ball left center, closing the gap is Nishikawa. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Me personally, I think I'm going to go with Fujioka just because he's got more experience so far. And he's still pretty young, I do believe.
If memory serves, you're right.
Japanese baseball, a player can be around forever, and then you look at their age on Baseball Reference, and they're still like 23.
Well, because they start them so young.
It's like you never get used to it. They're like, wow, that guy has to be old by now. And it's like, no.
Dynamite Shingo, the nickname for Shingo Ishikawa, picked up during his time with the Giants. Actually started his career with the Fighters and won a Japan Series ring with them and some guy by the name of Otani back in 2016, and then was traded to the Giants that offseason. Picked up by the Marines via trade this July. In his 39 games with the Marines, he's batting .354 with a .386 on base. So clearly he's finding the friendly confines here on Tokyo Bay quite amenable. Fly ball to right. Hasegawa picks it up, 2 away.
Do we know how that Otani guy turned out?
Well, he's injured right now, but I think he did okay.
Huh.
Banished to some place by the name of Anaheim.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, now I'm catching up on chat. Sales windshield repaired. Nope, we don't stream 1 game a year. We actually stream, this year we streamed 13, which is a new high for us. 6 midnight matinees, including this one, 6 baseball for breakfast, plus our first ever interleague matchup when a certain notable YouTuber / pitcher started the game for the DNA Bay Stars against the Orcs Buffaloes. 0-2, good changeup there by Sumida. And Roderick Tillman, good to see you. The postseason will be starting around the 13th or 14th, if memory serves. The last regular season game is the 9th, when the Eagles host the Marines, possibly with a postseason on the line. Gregory Polanco, former Pittsburgh Pirate, 96 home runs in the majors from 2014 to 2021. He joined the Giants last season, so he's one of a bunch of ex-Giants on this Marines team. Sumida breaking ball low. Might have been his cutter, actually. Sumida with that 5-pitch mix. 4-seamer, cutter, slider, change, and fork. Sitting in the low 90s. 2-2 on the way from Sumida to Polanco. Line to right. That's over the head of Tonosaki. Bouncing into right field for a base hit. Tonosaki loses the handle on the throw back in, so Polanco gave it a quick peek to see if he could steal an extra base.
Interesting thing about Polanco this year, he's actually had 2 different 3-home-run games this season.
No hats on the field, though. That's a distinctly Toronto thing, if memory serves. I was there for the Edwin Encarnacion home run hat trick game, and I regret to this day not chucking my cap onto the ballpark floor because that's the thing to do.
But those hats are like $50 a pop.
Yeah, and there was a white panel one. Like, I wasn't sure if they were going to bring it back. So
Write your name in the brim.
I mean, Edwin did say he was going to try and return them all. I don't think he ever did. Runner on first with 2 down. Big cut there by Yamaguchi. Swings over top the fastball. Just want to give a quick gambare and shout out to our Baseball for Breakfast play-by-play guy and podcast host, Jimbo Bernicki. He was originally planning on joining us for tonight's broadcast until school got in the way. Best of luck with your exams and essays, my dude. One on the way from Sumida. Polanco standing at first. Called strike 2.
It's important to not let baseball get in the way of your education, kids.
Counterpoint. Baseball is most important.
Who are you going to listen to?
Shoulder Angel or Shoulder Devil? Yamaguchi waits for the pitch. 1-2 on the way from Sumida. Low with a fastball. That seems to be his new velo top right now. 149. I think that's the highest we've seen from him so far. .92.5 on the radar gun from Chihiro Sumida. But he's down 1-0 thanks to Koshiro Wada's solo shot. Yamaguchi lined over the head and foul. Sato couldn't quite get to that one. Too hot for the ball boy to handle either. Yamaguchi has definitely been scorching them and pulling them hard down that third base line. You remember he got an earlier one basically into that corner. Mo Mansei, good to see you as well. Thank you for joining us. Motley crew here. Around 37 folks tuning in. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Might have been a foul tip. Sumida, once again, able to stunt the running game. Oh, beautifully floated forkball. Through 4, Marines still stake to a 1-0 lead. Looks like Mercedes will be getting a 5th inning of work. I'm going to go rehydrate. Make sure you do the same. And stay tuned. More Pacific League baseball here on the season. Sayonara.
To everyone currently in the chat, once again, thank you for joining us. And if you have not already, drop in the chat where you're watching us from. Don't have to say a particular city if you don't want to. Just say state or a country, wherever you're from. And let us know. We like to keep a running total of the most exotic places our viewers come from. For example, we've had Dubai, we've had Sweden, we've had various Latin American countries, and we've had various Eastern European countries as well. Let us know if you're somewhere we haven't seen before. Mercedes goes out for another inning of work, or at least they'll try to make it through the inning with a large pitch count building up for him. That seems to be a thing that happens with him at every start. I personally call it the DeGrom stat, where he goes out and pitches the best he can, and the offense just never really shows up for him. Only 4 wins this season with 8 losses, several no decisions. He's primarily a fastball pitcher, throwing that well over 55% of the time. His secondary pitch is his slider. I'm sure he'll tell you that's his best pitch, throwing that 18% of the time. After that, he throws a changeup, and very rarely he'll throw a curve. So keep an eye out for that. Actually, I got that backwards. Very rarely he'll throw his changeup, only throwing that 77% of the time. And yes, I do have the advanced stats up on another monitor. 3 monitors to be exact. Breaking ball, just a bit up there by Mercedes. Visibly upset with that call, it seems, or at least catching his breath. Mercedes wearing number 42, a number obviously retired in North America, however used quite predominantly in Japan, most often by foreign players it seems. I don't know if that's a number that they're given or if they pick the number, as that one sails up above the strike zone for ball 3. We got Tate from Connecticut. More Toronto. We got a viewer from Mexico. I believe you might be our first one, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Las Vegas. Nice to see you. Oh, that one's just barely fair. Ogini will throw that in. He's busy looking at the chat there, trying to greet everybody. Most under-the-radar player right now, in what terms would you say? In terms of going abroad or just within the league by itself? I think in the league by itself, there's so many under-the-radar players that just produce every single game, and they're very unsung. You don't really hear much about them. I'd say there's far too many to name there. Go again, Mo Months. And once again, ordering the bunt. I, for one, am not too against bunting in Japanese baseball, or just baseball in general. Because teams that I like, I swear up and down that if they bunted at least once per game, they'd probably win them more often, but what do I know? I'm just a disappointed fan. And that one, it makes it a 1-1 count. Drop your thoughts on bunting in the chat. Or don't. I can't stop you. As Gabe calls Sosuke Gendo the human highlight reel, still trying to bunt. And he drops that down the first base line. That'll get the runner over to second. He's easily thrown out. That'll be the first out. There's sky cam angle of that. Nice play by Brasso. There's some chat going around the internet about Mike Brasso, and I think he's playing pretty well right now for somebody that just randomly showed up one day. They signed him, and he was in the game the next day. I mean, no warm-ups, no farm start.
He just shows up.
He does that. He's just standing there. Menacingly.
How long has he been there? Has he always been there? Ryusei Sato now stepping in. Genda must have bunted over the leadoff man, I'm guessing.
So that's how you show back up at the ending, just making voices. I didn't know if that was you or not. What? There's someone in my room?
I'll let you finish up. I'm happy to do code. All right. Remember, folks, we're unprofessional here. Swing and a miss from the Ryusei Sato. I just had to go fetch my usual green tea.
Matcha or just regular green tea?
A vanilla green tea I picked up at the Granville Island Tea Company in Vancouver when I visited there back in February. 1-1 on the way. Inside, runner going. I think they got him. Kishi gunned down. Sato goes the back pick. Kishi saying, double check that, please. Kazmatsui requests community review of this post. Did Kishi pull off the heist, or did Sato gun him down? Speaking of ominous background music, let's take a look at the replay here. Good move by Sato to get out of his stance quickly. The throw is there. The question is, where did he get tagged? And if it was on the inner thigh and Brosseau misses everything else, I think he's safe.
He's safe, I think.
Kishi got the foot in. Hear the in-stadium crowd reacting. Excellent footwork by Junichiro Kishi to avoid the tag.
Unless he touched him on the shoe there briefly, but I don't think he did.
Or the hand? Oh, ooh, that's close. Otherwise, it's cup check. Oh, that's got to be sensitive.
Like right there, I feel like he tapped him on the shoe. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I know.
I insist on having a rule implemented where if the decision can't be made in a minute, call stands. Call's overturned. Kishi gets the foot in. Stolen base, Junichiro. That is his third stolen base in 5 attempts this season. So now the tying run stands 90 feet away. Sato. Fastball in for ball 3. Kento Watanabe waits on deck. I'm amazed at the absolute unit size. Where do the Lions keep finding these guys? That's low for ball 4. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. Double play gets Mercedes out of the jam again. He's been able to wriggle through it for the most part tonight. Four hits for the Lions, 2 for the Marines so far. Watanabe with 6 home runs on the season. Struck out and flew out so far today. We continue to keep an eye on the other games. Eagles still up 5-0. If this score holds and the Fighters hang on to beat the Hawks, then we really do have a wide open race for 2 playoff spots. Watanabe, fly ball, left center field, calling for it is Ishikawa. He's there. Tagging will be the runner, Yokawa. He's in there safely, or Kishi. Tie game. Lions are on the board. Sacrifice fly by Kento Watanabe. And Kishi, again, that stolen base looming large. CC Mercedes. I mean, the face says it all. That's a bitter pill to take. Marines trying not to lose pace in this tempo battle. Yokawa ground out to short and a strikeout. Swings and misses. Sato lays a bit of an egg there. What's your usual broadcast beverage there, Mike?
Coffee. Monster Rehab. The source of the coffee changes whether or not it's a midnight matinee or a baseball for breakfast broadcast.
Ah, that I can get, yes.
Sometimes I get it from Wawa, a East Coast convenience store chain, and put it in the fridge. Sometimes I get it from Dunkin'. Sometimes I break into my Japanese canned stash that I brought back with me earlier this year.
I have a request from someone in my family to just stock up on all the melon soda I can find when I'm over there.
That's always what I'm told to bring back too. Melon soda. I'm like, there's so many good drinks. Ask
Yeah,
for
but I
else.
can find Pocari Sweat here in Toronto. I can find CC Lemon. I can approximate. Melon soda? No real luck. Check swing. Did he go? No. 2-2 the count. Looks like you got a fellow Wawa fan in the chat there, Mike.
That's what Pennsylvania runs on. It's like 7-Eleven, but actually a happy place.
Mercedes quickly checks in with Sato over at first. Yokawa, the DH today, swings and misses on the 98th pitch of CC Mercedes' day. If that's it for him, he leaves with a no decision. Halfway home, we're tied at ones.
So, like, what's a Canadian convenience store chain? At least by you. What do you guys have?
We've got 7-Eleven and Circle K up here.
So Circle K we don't have. I've never been to one.
Oh, okay. So the familiar brands up here would be Max or Couche-Tard, which is sleep late or rest late in French, and then they use a half-asleep owl as their logo.
I can get behind that.
All right, there you go, right up on screen. The Pacific League Climax Series begins October 14th. And if you're wondering who Persol is, no, it's not the sunglasses manufacturer. That's short for Personnel Solutions. They're like an HR consultancy in Japan, and they are the name sponsor for Pacific League TV. Buffalo's starting to threaten in the bottom of the third. It's 5-1 Eagles. Now runners at first and second for the Buffaloes. And the Buffs really can play Loki-style chaos god with the rest of their options and really pick who they want to see in their postseason matchup. If memory serves, the only team they have a losing record against in all the PL is the Hawks. So anything they can do to boot SoftBank out of the postseason, I think they'll try and do. And that includes walloping him. Kuroki giving CC Mercedes some plaudits and some best wishes. If you missed the game so far, not to worry. There will be the usual mid-game highlight reel at the conclusion, the bottom of the fifth. Mike Brosseau, stepping up to the plate, flew out to center field last time. Formerly with the Tampa Bay Rays and participated in the 2020 World Series, and a Milwaukee Brewer after being with the Rays. Nice looking curveball there from Sumida for strike one. Lotte fans going with the first name approach for Mike Brasso. Sounds like they're chanting for you, Mike.
I was just about to say that. I think they're chanting for me.
I mean, you should just get a recording of that and play it on your phone whenever you feel down.
So every second I'm at my real job is what you're saying.
Hey, you know what? If I had an Owen Don at my real job, I definitely could have survived in it for longer. Flared out of play.
So would they like chant PDF, PDF or something like that?
Tough question. I'll have to think on that. Sleep on it when we eventually get the chance to sleep. Man, this is doing a number of my circadian rhythms, let me tell you. Brasso shanks this one foul between the legs of the third base coach. Between the wickets, as they might say.
Some of our viewers may remember Mike Brasso's biggest claim to fame comes from, I think it was a couple years ago, during the 2020 season when he took our oldest Chapman deep to take the Yankees out of the NLDS.
ALDS.
ALDS, yeah. Oh, look at me.
Well, I mean, we've been focusing so much on Japanese baseball, it's easy to forget that the majors exists.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Merry Clinchmas to fans in Toronto, Arizona, Houston, and Texas from the results of the games earlier today. And by Texas, I mean the Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth. Swing and a miss from Brasso. Sumida punches out another Marine. One mistake pitch aside, needless to say, Sumida has been delivering so far today. Fork ball low, ball one. Ball two, low as well. Sumida trying to stay away from Sato's power. Ah, that's some good tea. Make sure you're staying hydrated as well when watching Pacific League games. Called strike, fastball. I remember there was a comparison of Owen Don cheer styles, and Lotte fans are known for being the most physically active with their jumping up and down like a soccer ultra group, as well as the use of hand clapping instead of the plastic cheering mats. They stand alone pretty much like that.
Yeah, I'd like to sit in the Lotte Owen Don, but the asthmatic in me probably cannot put up with all that jumping.
I mean, that is the rule. Whatever Owen Don you sit in first becomes your ride or die club. Outside ball four. First walk issued by Sumida today. Toshiya is aboard. Kenta Chatani, second baseman today, again because Shogo Nakamura getting the day off against the lefty starter. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him off the bench later, though. Chatani drafted by the Hawks back in 2015, but joined the Marines as a developmental player in 2019. Registered to the main club back in 2020 and has seen occasional use as an infielder. I know, if memory serves, Steve Novosel, a friend of yours and mine, is particularly high on Chatani and his talents. He may still be a raw product at this point, though. Sumida picks off Sato. Lengthy call there by the first base umpire. And just like that, base runner erased. Sato went. Oh, Sumida caught him flat-footed or stumbling. Yike. Not a plural yikes, just one. Chatani now with the bases loaded, 2 down. Fastball, strike 1.
But on Steve's belief in Marines' future stars and stuff like that, I'd have to trust his calls on that.
Chatani up the middle, over the leaping Tonosaki, base hit. Now that pickoff looms a little bit larger in terms of oops. Good batting approach there by Chatani. Those of you joining us late, what the heck else have you been doing? Not like there's any other Major League games to watch. Koshiro Wada with a solo shot opened the scoring for the ball game and for the Marines. Yeah, Pierre G. Hedgehog, we definitely are going to try and put together like a highlight reel of our favorite moments from the season. And Cedeno crashing the stream, I think, has to be one of them. We also may have to speed up and do like a fast-forwarded version of the Toshiki Abe at-bats. Wada squares the bunt with 2 down.
Personally, I'm looking forward to the podcast gag reel.
Ah, yes. Lord knows we have plenty of those. Again, unprofessional. Shamateur, if you will. Wada on the ground, up. Tonosaki is able to get there. Is he going to be able to beat the running Wada? No, he isn't. Deep in the hole was Tonosaki, and I think that may have given the infield single to Koshiro Wada. 2 for 2 today. Quick chat from the Lions coach, pitching coach now. First and second with 2 down.
In the chat, Johnny, yes it does. It does stay active. Might take a little bit of time to go back up after the broadcast, but it should be up there to watch.
And if you need to watch highlights, at the end of this inning, the broadcast always includes a up-to-this-point highlight reel. In-game highlight reel, very nice. And we get a chance to review some of our favorite moments. 0 for 2 day from Takashi Ogino. Almost inside out and one into the right field, but Hasegawa was there. Ogino on the ground, picked up quickly by Sato. That's a fielder's choice and an out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Sumida able to staunch the bleeding. Through 5 innings, knotted at ones. If we go to extras here, we may see the sunrise.
I feel like I'm immune to it at this point. Like it's just, I just expect it now.
Everybody, are you ready? So let's go! さあ、またタオルをたくさん振っていきましょう。振って打って、それでは曲に合わせて止まってみますよ。それでは止まります。せーの、ストップ。
Gotta get your towels shaken.
Not a song I expected to hear.
Do you have any cheer towels, Mike?
So it's, I do, but they're not baseball related. I actually don't know what they're related to. A friend of mine sent me I kid you not, a 200-kilogram box of stuff, and there was about 200 cheer towels for various bands I've never heard of. and I don't know what to do with them.
I have one cheer towel for the Buffaloes, but I'm gonna try and pick up a couple others when I'm visiting Japan next. One for Gosuke Kato, former Redditor and Twitter user, who got reverse posted by the Mets to the Fighters. The first ever reverse posting in NPB history. And one for Ginji out of the Eagles, because Ginji is my homeboy. He's my favorite Eagle, and he had some fantastic games when I was over there in 2019. And the Eagles went 3-0 in all 3 games I attended.
When I went to the spring training game, it was Lions visiting Zozo Stadium. I went with my friend who was a Lions fan, and they brought a bag with them that contained maybe 20 cheer towels. So they were ready to go.
Speaking of ready to go, here's the highlight so far. CC Mercedes getting the start. Strikes out Kishi to open the frame. Sato hangs out at second, but Watanabe fans and misses. Scoreless first inning. To the third we go. 2 down, Chihiro Sumida on the bump for the Lions. Koshiro Wada gets into this one, an ambush fastball, and that's going to sneak over the moat and into the Owendon to open the scoring for the Marines. To the 5th we go. Sato, see the back pick there, that's the missed, originally called out. Kishi's was able to sneak the foot in before getting his cup checked. And is called safe on replay. Kento Watanabe put a charge into this one. Just shallow left, Ishikawa picks it up. Kishi will scurry home. And that's about where we are now. Knotted at ones. Bottom of the 8th, by the way, over at PayPay Dome. Nipponham hanging on. Oh, sorry, top of the 9th now, still leading 4-3. And you see there the Eagles up 6-2 on the Buffaloes. And hey, we can talk about the other league. Baystars leading 3-0 over Dragons. Tigers knotted it up with the Carp at Mazda Zoom Zoom. And then if you really want to bash your sleep schedule, Tokyo Dome hosting the Tokyo Derby, Giants and Swallows. But for that, you can't look to anywhere we're broadcasting. But yeah, the cheer towel thing is a distinctly Japanese, or I think they borrow it from soccer. There's a Tonosaki towel. He grew up near an apple orchard, so his nickname is Apple Punch. Rikuto Yokoyama into the game. CC Mercedes will take the no decision. Yokoyama has been relied on heavily in this season. Sidearm right-handed thrower, 22 years old. 5.3 ERA, but strikes out 9.6 per 9. So it's going to be a different look. 7 holds out of the bullpen for Yokoyama.
In the chat, Hustle Out of the Box. Yes, this game is live and currently being played right now in real time in Zozo Stadium.
You see that sidearm motion by Yokoyama. So now they're going with platoon splits. Like saying, hey, you're throwing all your righties against us? Might as well deal with that with a very interesting arm slot. Well, thank you for the compliment there, Hustle Out the Box. This is our final broadcast of the season here on Pacific League English YouTube channel, but Lord knows we'll be back next year, at least with 6 Midnight Matinee and 6 Baseball for Breakfast. Maybe an interleague game too. We'll see about that. Every single offseason, I get to look through the schedule and try and piece together a balanced broadcast schedule for us. Tonosaki flares this one back and out of play. You can tell, I think he just missed that one. Looks like the sun is starting to become a factor here at Zozo Marine Stadium. Is it just me, or does it seem a little brighter?
I thought it was the camera adjusting, because I thought I saw it doing something earlier, but yeah, the sun might have come out.
I'll have to take a look at the weather forecast in a moment.
It looks cloudy.
Oh yeah, that is overcast.
Huh.
I mean, Weather Network says clear, but who can say? Tonosaki waits on the 2-2 from Yokoyama. CC Mercedes will get the no decision. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A little off speed there from Rikuto Yokoyama.
7番ライト長谷川
Number 7 batter, Shinya Hasegawa, sophomore outfielder for the Lions, coming up next. Top of the 6th here. Deadlocked at 1. Two groundouts right to third base. Back up through the middle. Yokoyama, trying to avoid injury, leaps over top. That will be a single for the right fielder Hasegawa. Yeah, CC Mercedes, he ain't. Koga now, the catcher, has walked in both of his plate appearances. So technically 0 for 0 today. Now, Jimbo is the Lions knower of the three of us. So I'm going to have to ask him who he sees as the catcher next season, Tsuge or Koga, the primary catcher anyway. At the moment, they're sort of a 1A, 1B sitch.
He's had an interesting group of teams to look out for this year. One clearly in it, and the other clearly not in it.
Same here.
And I'm over here biting my nails.
Oh yeah, you're going to just be beside yourself on that October 9th game. Pitch out. Sato throws down late. Good base running there by Hasegawa. Lions have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here in the top of the 6th. Looks to me like Sato just had a high throw and a long transfer on that pitch out. I mean, if you want to see an example of excellent fielding at the catcher position, take a look here on this YouTube channel for the highlight reel featuring one Takuya Kai. Major league quality arm and pop time. And part of the reason why the Hawks have been so dominant this decade. Or I should say in the last decade. Koga waits for the pitch from Yokoyama. 2-1 on the way. 12th pitch of the game for Yokoyama. Swing and a miss for strike 2. I think that had a bit of a sink action on it. Koyomi-matic, I was saying it on the last Midnight Matinee before I was so rudely interrupted by a walk-off single from Keita Nakagawa. Give it a decade, Osaka's going to become a Buffalo's town. And then, of course, the Tigers go and win the Central League pennant just to, you know, make me eat my words. Happily.
I'm telling you, they listen to us.
3 straight pennants. 3rd time in franchise history that the Oryx club has pulled that off. Lined into right field, base hit. On it quickly is Ogino. Throw home will be cut off. And the Lions have taken a 2-1 lead. Yuto Koga. And some fancy base running stakes the Lions to a 2-1 lead. Now, a loss here would not be the end of the Marines' playoff hopes, but it would certainly make things a little bit tougher. Mark that a blown, is that a blown save or a blown hold for Yokoyama?
Hold.
Yeah, it's not a safe situation, right? Ishikawa now. Still a youngster in this Lions outfield. One of the 2 lefties that the Lions started today. The other is outfield teammate Junichiro Kishi. Sorry, my mistake. That would be Sosuke Genda. And that's just because Genda loves batting here at Silver Marine Stadium. Oh, 1 on the way from Yokoyama. Chopped foul again. Count is 0-2. I made a point.
Also, out of the box, we do not have the Climax Series games on here, but you can see them with a subscription to Pacific League TV.
Visit pacificleague.com for more details. Most foreign credit cards are accepted. I think they may actually have a special deal just for the postseason. Let me pop that open right now and check. In the years past, they have.
Yeah, it's like a shortened to just the postseason, I believe.
Held for the frame there by Sato. No dice.
So out of the box, no, there should be no issue. Most foreign credit cards accepted without any issue. Email should work just fine. Just create an account. Use a web browser's ability to translate. You should be good to go.
Yep, Google Chrome works happily in that respect. Count evened at 2 now. All right, so it looks like they do not have the PTCS available, or a PTCS specific viewing option. But you can also get just a one-day ticket for 660 yen, which isn't that bad. Hey, Pierre, no talking about illicit game watching here. And that'll be a double play. Tomosugi on the fly, throws to first and catches Koga off the base. Doubled off. Good fielding there by Atsuki Tomosugi. Through 5.5, Lions 2, Marines 1. And it looks like this person is going to be in the race against the Dash Man. All right, Mike, who are you placing your bets on?
Dash Man.
I mean, our guy's running in jeans.
Yeah.
He does have a good... Oh, no, there comes Dashman. It's every time they look over the shoulder. Gotta love the little thumbs up there. Hey, you're doing good, man. Hey, at least Buddy got a t-shirt. Bottom of the ninth over at PayPay Dome. Last chance for the Hawks to pull this one out. Seiji Tanaka on the mound against his former employer. Tanaka's really come into his own as a closer for the Fighters. It's been impressive. 24 saves in 46 appearances. Meanwhile, over at Kyocera Dome, Eagles still leading 6-2, but it's bottom of the fourth. Buffaloes do have a man on first. Here's a replay of that scoring RBI single. Chatani cuts off the throw. Koga now 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Sumida's only thrown 64 pitches, so he's still in line for pushing through here. Atsuki Tomosugi, the shortstop, who ended last inning, will get the lead off here. And I apologize in advance to my neighbors because I have had my balcony door open this entire time. Good fastball, strike one. Chopped up the middle, Genda. First out of the inning. Now I'm trying to remember, Mike, was it Tomosugi who actually wore double zeros for a little while, or is there someone else on the Marines I'm thinking of?
I think there's been a couple of players who have worn double zeros.
It is, again, such a distinctly Japanese thing, because I don't think anyone wears double zero in the majors at all. I know Ottavino still wears single zero, ditto for Marcus Stroman. It's Raito Ikeda who wears double aughts. That's who I'm thinking of.
And if you think that's uniquely Japanese, take a look into the farm leagues and
see the triple digit
numbers.
Oh, yeah. And that is a final score. Hokkaido Nippon Hem Fighters 4, Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3, which means they fall to only a half game ahead of the Eagles. As Shingo Ishikawa continues his torrid batting pace and picks up a one-out single here against Sumida. Polanco would love to do nothing more than pick up a home run here to take the lead in both the game and the home run leaderboard. Speaking of home runs, a pair over in that PayPay Dome game. Arizmendi Alcantara, his fourth of the season, a solo shot in the top of the second. And Rui Tamiya, his second career home run, a 3-run shot in the top of the third. Those two hits accounted for all the Nichihan scoring in that game. Polanco, big cut on a breaking ball. Strike one. I think the take on Polanco was he is better served to a DH spot. So the move from the Central League where there is no DH to here where there is clearly has benefited El Cofe. Fastball misses outside.
Yeah, I would say so, and I think he might like the Chiba atmosphere a lot more than where he was previously, because it seems like he's having just a lot more fun playing for Chiba. He's all smiles usually, but it seems like he's more smiling than usual while playing for the Marines.
I noticed the Marines actually set an attendance record, a new season best this year, topping 2019. Chopped on the ground, right to Tonosaki. He fires to Genda for one. That will be the only out of the play. Sosuke Genda can't do it all, unfortunately. So the Buffaloes may be just not doing too much with this game that they're playing. Their starting pitcher was some guy I've never heard of. They got their third string catcher in Fukunaga behind the plate. And Urushibara is the pitcher right now. Again, I have not heard of this fellow. Oh hey, Shuhei Fukuda's getting some play. Good to see him back in the lineup. Ditto for Ryoichi Adachi. Keita Nakagawa getting the day off. First pitch in there for a strike. Yamaguchi, 14 home runs. He became the youngest player ever to hit a Climax Series home run against Rakuten in Game 2 of the 2021 first stage. Formerly participated in Koshien. This is his 5th season with the Marines. Runner on first, 2 down. Popped up on the infield. Watanabe makes the grab. And that will end the bottom of the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up. Lucky 7 for the Lions. Get ready to sing along with Hoero Moero Raionzu, if you know the words.
There was just a sign there with an alien on it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that Lotteria ad for the cheeseburger is really calling my name right now.
Don't you hate that when you see a ad for a food that's so good but so far away?
So far away from me. I mean, there is a 24-hour McDonald's near where I live. It's just, I'm not sure I can get away to enjoy that. I'm not gonna send my fiance out.
Hey man, they deliver.
Not dropping a delivery fee. I'll just suffer. 5th round selection from 2018, Toshiya Nakamura. Another left-hander coming out of the pen, trying to deal with a few lefties coming up in the lineup. 2.66 ERA on the season. Strikes out about 8 batters per 9. Last pitch it against Seibu on the 17th, picking up 2 shutout innings with 2 strikeouts and a walk. CC Mercedes wearing the oversized sports jersey, 98 pitches. Strong outing by CC Mercedes, lots of strikeouts, a couple of walks. And I'll take the no decision. 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, and just the 1 earned run. Kishi batting .215 on the season. This is his 4th with the Lions. I gotta check. Does my replica Marines jersey that I'm wearing right now does not have the underarm slits that it seems like everyone on the Major League clubs has. Does yours have that?
The on-field models have that, but not the replicas.
I mean, I guess I'd always go in with an X-Acto knife, but I doubt that's the right idea.
I wouldn't recommend that. Actually, you know what? I have another jersey that might be a on-field model. I'll take a look at that in a second.
Kishi skies it to left. Ishikawa and Tomosuke converge. It's Tomosuke making the catch. So I know I've called him the human highlight reel a few times, but we have to talk about exactly how good Sosuke Genda is. I mean, you may have seen him playing through a broken finger during the World Baseball Classic. He is one of the few players with a triple gold in the last 4 seasons. Premier 12, Summer Olympics, and World Baseball Classic. He has won the Golden Glove 5 consecutive seasons at shortstop. Rookie of the Year in 2017. And has 5 All-Star nods. I think 5 straight best 9s as well at shortstop. Not bad for the 30-year-old, and he signed an extension to be sticking around in Seibu Blue for quite a while. Tomosuke, however, is going to get him out. A little shortstop on shortstop violence.
So my on-field model does not have it, strangely enough.
All right, interesting. Who's on the back of your jersey there, Mike?
Mike Bolsinger.
Ah, the ramen god, Bodoshinga.
I miss that guy. He had
Former
a
Blue
great
Jay,
first
if
year.
memory serves.
Blue Jay, Dodger, a couple other teams. Now he's currently a college coach, I believe.
Nice. I got Shogo Nakamura on mine.
Yeah, I have a Nakamura one too, but my own field one's the Bolsinger jersey.
I gotta find a Leron Lee jersey for the Orion's era if I can swing it. Talking about merch I covet. A lot of vintage stuff. I have room in the walk-in closet if I just throw out things like business wear and a few like 3-piece suits. I should be fine. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Yep, we're past 3 o'clock. The quality of the commentary is going to decline. Yusei Sato chops this one. That is foul and out of play. Oh for 2, Dave, for Ryusei Sato. Chopping the ground. That would have been fair if it, or in play if it stayed fair. Pardon me. It'll be interesting to see who from the multitude of substitutions that hasn't made the game yet would come into it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Clean sheet there for Nakamura. Good work on this good season by Toshiya Nakamura. And so we head to the Marines, Lucky 7. We love, love, love Marines. Sing along if you know the words.
さあ、ここからはマリーンズラッキーセブン。ファウルを掲げてマリーンズへエールを送りましょう。Everybody, are you ready? We love Marines! This is さあ、この後はマリーンズラッキーセブン。みんなに一緒に応援しよう。Marines fighting!
All those backflips reminded me that the Seibu Lions mascot Leos set the Guinness World Book of Records for most consecutive backflips by a costumed character in 60 seconds earlier this season.
Yeah, miss me with that. I ain't attempting that even without a costume.
Yeah, I am likely to go full Scorpion if I even attempt it. Unit lost. So with the loss, the Hawks now sit just one game above 500. If this score holds, the Eagles will move into a tie with them, including on percentage points. Both of those teams would be, depending on the outcome of this game, half a game or a game and a half ahead of the Marines. Mike Brosseau to Genda. Human highlight reel, no need for an exceptional play on that one. And yeah, agreed, Mike. Like, you have to give Brosseau credit for doing as well as he has with no adjustment period to Japanese baseball.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him back next year for a full season with a full adjustment period and a full spring training with his coaches and teammates.
It is really up to the team's discretion whether to extend or not. In NPB, you basically have to take what the team's given you for the first 9 years of service time. 8 if you're a domestic player. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike one. Credit where credit is due. Sumida is pitching a beaut. Not quite in Maddox territory anymore, but far sight better than the way he looked last time. That's deflected, but Genda's going to be on it in a hurry. Good stretch by Kento Watanabe. Quick tip of the cap to his shortstop. And Genda with the quick arm. I've seen some amazing throws from him. And a good stretch by Watanabe, including the around-the-back Ole. I mean, I'm still on the David McKinnon for first base Golden Glove train here, but credit where credit is due. Change-up in there for a strike. Haven't seen the change-up much from Sumida. A lot of sliders, a lot of forkballs. There's a change-up right there. Nice looking slider for strike two. I mean, if you're Kazuo Matsui, you gotta keep Sumida in this game. He's only made one mistake so far. Fastball low for ball two. Especially given how the Lions' strength is in their starting pitching. Guys like Kona Takahashi, Kaima Taira, and Sumida. And their bullpen is not talked about as often. Low with a cutter, ball three.
And with the team itself being eliminated, why not let the players themselves go for personal accolades like, you know, complete games and whatnot?
A 10th win of the season would give Sumida double-digit wins a year after he racked up double-digit losses. What a turnaround for the sophomore left-hander. Chatani knocks this one out of play. Count remains full. Inning remains ongoing. Cleared foul again, and Chatani looked like he twisted himself around on that play. Chatani right back through the box. Tonosaki can't get to it. 2-out single. The inning stays alive. Good work there by Chatani. That will bring up the only run scorer for the game for the Marines so far, Koshiro Wada, batting out of the 9th spot. I also have to compliment the Pacific League fans for the fact that we have 41 people watching at this hour of night. It's 3 in the morning. So regardless of whether you're joining us from Mexico City, from the Philippines, from right here in Toronto, Las Vegas, we're glad to have you. As I always say, time is precious, and I'm always grateful when you choose to spend yours with us. Koshiro getting the chance from the Lotte faithful. Fastball for strike 1. Good frame job there by Yuto Koga. Normally not known for being a positive pitch framer. I remember seeing a stat from SIS Baseball on Twitter that said the Lions tandem were among the league's bottom pitch catchers in terms of pitch framing aptitude. Todai Fushimi and Kenya Wakatsuki towards the top of that list. Slider high, count is 2-1. Koshiro Wada waits for the 2-1. Sumida, 89th pitch of the game, on its way. Knocked into that super high backstop. Another distinctly Japanese stadium design trait. Really tall backstops. Lots of room for advertising. Hey, Sean Network, thank you for coming and joining us after watching the fighters over on Pacific League TV. I mean, at least they're physical ads instead of the weirdo... Oh, that is a fair ball up the first base line. Chatani was off at the crack of the bat with 2 down. He stands at third. Better physical ads than weirdo virtual ones, is what I was trying to say.
The ones that sometimes start projecting onto the players themselves for some reason.
Yeah, the ones in the NHL, for example, just look weird. All the virtual board ads. Just because you have the technology does not mean you should use the technology. So, Ogino up to the plate. I wonder if Steve is in the outfield stands right now. With painful hands. And that's a Moda show for Koshiro Wada. 3 for 3 today. 2 singles and a home run. Moda show is the term for a 3-hit game. Ogino, fly out and 2 groundouts. Koga flashing down the signals. Sumida does not want to get stuck with a no decision. He hasn't beaten the Marines yet this season. 0-3 in 5 starts. but with good peripherals. Inside, cut fastball taken for ball one. I'm just hoping for maximum chaos this season, man. Like, I may actually start getting up earlier and earlier just to watch the final few games of the season. That Hawks-Eagles series looks like it's going to be very big. Has Ogino given any indication?
I think I'll just catch the highlight.
Or the FTF Sports rebroadcast at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check your set-top box listings. They're available on Plex, Roku channel, and Distro TV. In USA and Canada, of course. Koga sets up inside, 1-0 on the way. Fastball is low for ball two. Very patient at bat here by Ogino. Sporting the 0 for 3, but has a habit of being clutch. I am so glad I slept until 11 this morning just so I could be cogent at this hour. Anyone in your household you're keeping up, Mike? Your pets?
No, everyone's nice and asleep from what I can tell.
Nice. 3-0 the count on Ogino.
I'm just judging myself because sleeping till 11 is sleeping in for you, but that's just when I get up.
So here's the dichotomy of being part of the Marines fandom. The Marines are tied with the Buffaloes for the best home record in the Pacific League at 39-26. But the Marines have the worst road record in the PL at 26-40. Where the Buffaloes have the best road record, 44-24. They actually have road field advantage. And speaking of players with a history of being clutch, pinch hitter coming out for Tomosugi is Hiromi Oka. Hiromi Oka had a pair of walk-off hits in 2021 that got him some special t-shirt designs. The 32-year-old started with the Hokkaido Nippon Hem Fighters, won the Japan Series in 2016 along with that Otani guy we mentioned earlier. 6 home runs on the season, batting .282. He's here with the bases loaded and 2 down. This is so far his best season wearing the black and white pinstripes. So I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing Fujioka off the bench or Chatani move too short to let Nakamura in. That's through the left side of the infield, base hit. This game is tied and possibly the Marines will take the lead. The throw home is late. Hiromi Oka comes up big. It's 3-2 Marines. Did not waste any time.
And that's what Oka's known for, just showing up when he's needed most.
Get this man another t-shirt. That may be the hit that saves the Marines season. Just yanked perfectly between Genda and Sato. And because there were 2 out, runners were off at the gun. Masato Yoshii likes this post. Are you not entertained? Trade secret, I always cheer for the home team when I'm doing these broadcasts. Even when I'm in the ballpark, I cheer for the home club. I root for the home team, because that's what the song says. Ishikawa fights off. One for 3 today. First and second. 2 down. Ogino at second, Oka at first. Rakuten threatening to add on a couple more over at Kyocera Dome. That game is 6-2 in the top of the 6th. These games started at the same time. We're an inning and a half ahead. Because the Eagles have just been clobbering the Buffalo's backup pitching. That should be an infield fly. Tonosaki has a bead. Inning over, but not before the Marines strike back in a big way. Hiromi Oka with a huge base knock. 2 RBI, 2-out single. Marines now take 3-2 lead to the top of the 8th. I keep seeing the ads for this Marines documentary. Open question if it will be a tragedy or just drama.
I'm kind of wondering why they just decided to do a documentary.
I mean, there's value in doing that sort of like behind-the-scenes look. Amazon Studios does it all the time for NHL teams. I think they're still sitting on the pandemic-era Maple Leafs one, in which they blew a 3-2 series lead to the Canadiens.
Last thing I'll say about hockey, but I want a documentary on that almost sextuple overtime game they had back then.
Oof.
In that bubble.
All right, so we have our defensive adjustments. Ishikawa will be sitting for the rest of the game. Taking over in left field is Hiromi Oka. And Yudai Fujioka will check in at shortstop. Ishikawa's day is done. He at least picks up a 1 for 3. Fujioka into the game. Now that they probably won't have a certain Chihiro Sumida to worry about. New pitcher into the game for the Marines, Takahiro Nishimura, 1.34 ERA, 12 holds in 41 appearances. We may see Naoya Masuda in his 701st mound appearance, should this score hold into the top of the 9th. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update from the other league. Tigers lead the Carp 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Over in Yokohama, the Bay Stars lead 4-0 over the Dragons. Aren't the Dragons like on pace for setting the record for most times shut out in a season? They've already gotten canned 22 times.
I have quite a few friends both here in the U.S. and Japan that are Dragons fans, and they haven't been positive in a while. I think they're on track for everything negative.
Oh no. But not finishing dead last. Somehow the Swallows have gone worst to first to first to worst in the span of 4 seasons. It's actually comedic.
Get the ring, get out.
Simple okay, no, they haven't guaranteed dead last, but they are only a game behind the Dragons. Watanabe shanks this one foul. Strike 1. Also, I think this is the first time in ages that the Giants have missed the postseason in 3 consecutive years. and they will finish under 500 this season as well.
I haven't looked at the standings for them in a while. Wow, that's shocking.
Well, it's made a few people's preseason predictions look a little silly. Kento Watanabe with a sacrifice fly, 0 for 2 on the day otherwise. Nishimura has stepped up in a big way as a part of this Marines bullpen after Hirokazu Sawamura went down to an injury. I miss him. He was throwing around the Hirokazu Sawamura, or the Randy Arozarena crossed arms gesture after saves. Slider inside, 2-2.
Yeah, he just kind of started doing that out of nowhere this season.
Eagles have the sacks juiced and tacked on another run. It's 7-2 birdies over Buffs at Kyodome. 2-2 on the way from Nishimura. Skied into the backstop area. Sato's going to give it a look. That's clanking off the netting. One of those rainbow sliders. Watanabe catches it on the upswing. There's actually a good view of the Lions' batting helmets and caps right there. You notice the 13 stars on the brim. That represents the 13 championships that the Lions franchise has won, both in Fukuoka and in Saitama. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball had a little bit taken off of it there by Nishimura. First out of the top of the 8th. Fork ball. Beautiful shot of the grip there. The Lions were, of course, the last franchise to win 3 pennants back-to-back when they won 5 in a row during their invincible Seibu era. And they picked up back-to-back pennants in 2018 and 2019, if memory serves, before getting creamed by the Hawks in the Climax Series. Fouled off Sato. He may need a moment to reset. Naomasa Yokawa DHing. Limited play time so far this season. 4 for 22, but one of those 4 was a long home run. Breaking ball in, count is even at 1s. All things sports, you are correct. Although I admit I've lost focus into hockey because I wouldn't be doing this if I had any interest in other sports. Baseball is life. Interesting little setup maneuver there Nishimura does to get queued up to throw. Almost looks like he's mimicking Fernando Romero's arrow. Draw the arm back, you know? Prime the arm.
I don't remember which team he played for. I think there was a pitcher that played, I think it was in the Pacific League. His idol was Craig Kimbrell, and he would do the
Kimberling, oh.
Yeah, he would do that to a T and even grew a beard. Okay, Craig Kimbrell, he was not, though.
Keg Krimble.
Yeah, I find
that's your new alias right there. That's your new alias. Keg Krimble.
Who am I writing these letters to with that alias? Rice Krispies?
Full count on Yokawa. Did he go? That looked like a checked swing. He held up. Nishimura says, yeah, sure, buddy. Good slider action there, you see. Ooh. Take a look from this angle. Yeah, that almost crosses the plane. Yokawa holds up long enough, and it looks like he will be lifted for a pinch runner.
Now I have Koyomi Matic on me.
Wataru Takamatsu taking over at second base, or at first base. Pinch running for the DH Naomasa Yokawa. So no gorilla punches, no bananas. Monkey never cramps. No, wait, that was Munenori Kawasaki. Sorry, getting confused. Sumida still up and throwing. Looks like he'll get the chance to pitch the bottom of the 8th and pick up a complete game. Tonosaki getting the chance to bat against some right-handed batting. 1 for 3 on the day. Sorry, 2 for 3 on the day. This is his 500th at-bat of the season. They have to wonder if the running game's in motion because of how Sato's had his pocket picked twice so far today. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Slider deep in the dirt. Nope, that was a forkball, my bad. Interesting that Nishimura does that long windup, even coming from the set position. Half Kimberling, let's call it.
Nice even compromise.
Sato setting up way outside. Calling for a slider, I'm guessing. 0-2 on the way. Waist pitch. Fastball outside. Out-of-town scoreboard check. 8-2. Eagles over Buffaloes. So that will draw the Eagles into a tie with the Hawks for second in the Pacific League. A win by the Marines here keeps them in pace. And only half game back of both the Hawks and Eagles. Between those two having bird logos and the Marines having a seagull mascot, I'm calling this postseason chase the Bird Brawl. The birdie bloodbath. 3:34 in the morning. The diction goes out the door.
Now I have to go back and look at all the previous postseasons to see how many consisted of nothing but bird teams.
Quick rosin check. Fresh baseball. 2-2 count on the way to Shuta Tonosaki, the second baseman. Interesting to note, Tonosaki played a little bit of right field after coming back from injury. Since then, he's found his home at second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tonosaki loses his twig. Second out of the inning. Nishimura 1 out away from putting up a clean sheet. Shinya Hasegawa stepping to the plate. That one's into the expensive seats. 2 groundouts and a hit for Hasegawa today. Now, what I don't remember is, did Masuda pitch yesterday to keep that game close? Not sure how often that closer gets used on back-to-back days. Fastball well outside. They must be a little concerned about the running game still.
Looks like Masuda only faced 1 batter yesterday.
All right, so I'd consider him fully available then for a top of the 9th situation. 20th pitch of the inning for Nishimura. Called strike. Runner goes. High throw. That's into center field. Good base running there by Wataru Takamatsu. Toshiya Sato, 3rd stolen base against tonight. And this one may be the most costly, because now the tying run is 90 feet away. Yeet! Not even a leaping Chatani is able to haul that one in. Takamatsu getting a celebratory chant from the Lions faithful out in left field. Quick question for the chat. How many of y'all are planning on going to a game next season in Japan? Borders have fully reopened. Ticket sales have gotten better. Like, the Hawks even now sell tickets through an English website known as Klook. You don't have to rely on machine translation, because when I did back in 2019, I accidentally bought tickets to the wrong Fighters game. The table formatting got blown up, and I clicked on the wrong link. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nishimura strands the tying run at 3rd. Bottom of the 8th coming up for the Marines. It'll be Polanco, Yamaguchi, Brasso. The Lions are down to 3 outs. So you know how I always like to check online to see what the giveaway is for a given game. Again, the Marines do really good with this. They tell the fans what jersey the team's going to be wearing on the website before the game. So all the Owen Don fans know what jersey to show up in. Given that the Blue Jays can wear one of 3 different jerseys at home, I appreciate that. Also, guy in the front of the shot right now, Leonis Martin, Black Summer Weekend jersey. Nice choice. So the giveaway this game, a Marcoon and Puzzle and Dragons mascot collaboration prayer tag.
Huh. Now, I don't know if it's a foreign fan thing, but every game I've gone to that contained a giveaway, people just actively seek me out and give me their giveaway stuff, and it's happened about 4 times now.
Nice.
Maybe it's like, I just don't want this. Here, you take it.
You have an approachable face.
That would be the first time anyone's ever told me that, but maybe they're scared. Maybe they want to give me it.
Sumida out for the 8-inning complete game at this point. 7 innings pitched, 97 pitches thrown. 3 earned runs. This would be a hard luck loss to take if he does. That'd bring him to 0-4 in 6 starts against the Marines. Some insurance runs would sure be nice. Polanco, sorry, I almost used the Japanese L there. Polanco, 25 home runs, 72 RBIs on the season. 1 for 3 today with 2 groundouts. You see the shift there. Tonosaki deep into right field. Polanco's getting the O shift. And there's an excellent example why. Watanabe juggles it, tosses to Sumida. He's able to get the out of Polanco. Possible top 20 play there. Kenta Watanabe showing a little bit of juggling talent there down at first base.
There's been a lot of juggling this game. There's that play by Mercedes.
Right, and here I thought the baseballs were pre-tacked in Japan. Tate, 12 games at 10 stadiums. That wasn't the Japan ball trip, was it? Sean Network, hope you have a great time. Like I said, the Hawks do sell tickets in English to their games through a partnership with Klook. Go check out their English website for more details. Big swing and a miss by Yamaguchi. Count quickly 0-2. My claim to fame, 1-1. My claim to fame, 12 games, 12 ballparks over 17 days back in 2019.
Yeah, I could never do that just because I don't like having an itinerary when I go.
And that's fair.
I just kind of float around.
Oh, it is 0-2. Okay, so the score bug was incorrect. Thank you for making me doubt my sanity. 1-2. Tate solo planned. Nice.
One day I'll be in Chiba, the next day I'll just be in Osaka. I'll just decide to do it.
Have JR Pass will travel. Although, fair warning to those of you trying to do multiple games in one stretch, the Japan Rail Pass ticket price has gone up. They basically almost doubled the thing. As of today. So, swing and a miss, strike 3. Yamaguchi down on strikes. Sumida continues to pitch effectively. So basically your best shot at doing multiple bullet train trips, just buy the individual tickets.
So I have 2 weeks of vacation time left, fully paid, and I want to go back to Japan, but the problem is I buy so much stuff that getting back to the airport on that last day is such a hassle. It's kind of like, do I really want to go next month? I don't know.
That's his 5th strikeout for Sumida. 2 walks, 8 hits given up. Brasso, 25 for 125. Again, shortened season. Flare to the backstop. Count is quickly 0-2. Okay, Mike, you'd appreciate this. I'm using Google Translate for this one website that keeps track of player stats. Guess what Bach gets auto-translated to from Japanese to English?
Oh, I swear It's something weird, right?
It's Bork.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the Muppets fan in me is going, Bork, Bork, Bork. Genda completes the 8th inning. Chihiro Sumida, if Alliance can't come back in the top of the 9th, that is a complete game for him. I think that's the first of his career.
Never seen the Muppets.
Oh, come on.
Never have. Same thing with a lot of Disney movies. Name one, I have not seen it.
Okay, we are going to have words after this broadcast. Speaking of which, this broadcast is the copyrighted content of Pacific League TV and cannot be rebroadcast or retransmitted without the express written consent of Pacific League Marketing and the 6 Pacific League teams. Interesting call. Naoya Masuda not getting the bullpen car. The 9th inning will go to Keisuke Sawada.
And I'll just use this to state, bring back the bullpen car to the U.S. Bring it back. Even those goofy-looking ones from the 70s, just bring anything back.
Oh, that may be why. Masuda is not listed as available for tonight's game. Luis Perdomo is, Shunsuke Nakamori. Sawada, though, 1.23 ERA.
All things sports, I have not.
In 15 appearances, he struck out 16 batters. Only allowed 2 earned runs. and giving up an opponent's batting average of .184. Former Orcs Buffalo underwent Tommy John surgery last season and transferred to Lotte during the offseason. 6 holds. This is his first save opportunity of the season. The Marines bullpen does have its strong points. It really has been the offense that's been the struggle for this club. You also have to keep in mind that he will be facing 8-9-1 in the lineup. Koga, Nishikawa, Kishi, unless there's pinch hits.
ライオンズの攻撃が8番キャッチャー古賀
Looks like Sanatsuge was having a confab with someone on the bench. Yuto Koga with an RBI single and 2 walks will step in for his 4th at-bat of the game. Sawada's first pitch of the game on its way. Flared off, 146 on the radar gun. Decent speed out of the bullpen. This is his 7th pro season. The previous few were with, of course, the Buffaloes organization. What I'm wondering is, did he actually pitch in enough games to qualify to get a ring last season? Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Gets a little hop out of Yuto Koga. Koga has one of 2 RBIs on the day for the Lions. The other, Kento Watanabe's 5th inning sac fly. Hard hit through the left side gap. That's a slow roller. Oka will pick it up. And Koga's aboard. The tying run stands at first base with nobody out. And it looks like we will have a pinch runner for Yuto Koga. Kakeru Yamanobe pinch running for the catcher. Makes sense. I don't think too many catchers are known for being fleet of foot in this league. Mori might be the one exception to that. So Sawada's going to keep him close. Nishikawa, 2 fly balls and a ground out. Fastball misses away outside. That is an interesting hat bend from Sawada. It looks like it's pointed up. Maybe he borrowed Sawamura's cap. If memory serves, he also wears a very flat brim. Oh no, on the way from Sawada to Nishikawa. Called, strike 1. Manager Kazuo Matsui flashing some signals to his base runner. That might be the bunt call. Marines fielders at double play depth. Breaking ball catches the outside. Strike 2. Looked like a changeup there. That might have been a little outside there. No umpire auditor here in NPB. Sure, it would be fun to have, of course. That's skied into the outfield. Oka looks up, one away. Junichiro Kishi will bat here. No pinch hitters yet. It'll be interesting if it comes down to Genda. Coming into this game batting .379 at Zozo Marine Stadium. Mercedes in better spirits. Good to see. He's happy with a no decision as long as the team wins. As always, our broadcast will conclude after the hero interview. If you want to watch more Pacific League baseball, not to worry, watchdingo.com. We'll have the remainder of the Oryx Buffaloes and Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles game. Buffaloes do have the bases loaded, but they're down by 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Kishi waits for the 0-1. That'll be cleared out of play. 1 for 3 with a walk is Kishi today at the top of the order. Oh, 2 the count. I've suppressed my first yawn of the night. Kishi spoils another one. That was way low. Jokerman, unfortunately, we are not going to be live streaming postseason games. For that, you'll have to subscribe to Pacific League TV. Of course, I don't know. There may be a deal with FTF Sports. If there is, I have no knowledge of it. If there is going to be one, check FTF Sports on Twitter for more information. Fastball 150 on the gun. Sawada reaching back for a little extra there. That's 93 in freedom units. Yamanobe works the lead off from first. The 1-2 on the way from Sawada. Back up the middle. That could be 2. Toss of 1. Fujioka on to first. In time! Ball game, Marines! This club lives to fight another day. That's a series win against the Cebu Lions. They play them twice more before moving on to the Buffaloes. That brings the Marines back to a 500 record at 66, 66, and 5. The win goes to Nakamura. The loss tagged to Chihiro Sumida, but congratulations Sumida on the complete game. With the win, the Marines are temporarily tied with the Eagles for 3rd place. If the Buffaloes somehow come back in their game and they weren't able to score anymore, it's still 8-2 Eagles at the top of the 7th. I'm amazed that we actually managed to get this game in under 3 hours.
Yeah, that doesn't happen that often.
Absolutely it does not. So, any final words before we hand things over to the hero interview, Mike?
Nothing more than thanks once again to everybody that has shown up not only tonight, but all season long for all, what is this, 13 games we've done?
That's right, lucky Baker's Dozen number 13. And a special thank you to our production team from Pacific League TV, Ryu and Daisuke. Honto arigatou gozaimasu. Sweet dreams, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the season on WatchDingo.com and FTF Sports. This concludes our broadcasting season. Stick around for the hero interview. We are out of here.
さあ、それでは皆さんお待たせいたしました。本日のヒーローをお呼びいたしましょう。今日は3人です。Today's Heroes。まずはこの人。最近絶好調。今日は猛打賞。そしてマリン2本目のホームランもありました。No.63、コーチロー・ウォラー。さあ、続いてはこの人。代打で出てきて初球を見事に捉えて強い当たりは逆転タイムリー、見事な打球を打ってくれました。No.25、ヒロミ・オカ。そして最後はこの人、大事な場面に初めて出てきてしっかりと抑えてくれました。プロ初セーブおめでとうございます。No.66、JST サワラ。放送 送席、そしてマリーンズファンの皆様、お待たせいたしました。ヒーローインタビューです。まずは今日先制のホームランを含む3安打網羅賞、和田康士郎選手です。ナイスバッティングでした。
ありがとうございます。
和田さん、まずは今日の先制の一発ホームランから振り返ってください。手応え含めていかがだったですか？
とても良かったです。
和田さん、このところ一発というところが本当に増えていて、先週も日曜日に一発、そして今日もホームラン、何かこう、長打のツボ、掴んだような気がしますが、いかがですか？
まあ、ヒット狙った結果なので、はい、いい形になってくれて良かったです。
その後2本目が内野安打、そして3本目が本当に技あり、内野の頭を越しました。あのバッティング振り返っていかがですか？
はい、本当にいいところを飛んでくれて良かったです。
以前は詰まり落としっていうような命名もありましたけど、今回のヒットは何か命名ありますか？
先っちょ落としですね。
和田さん、どんどん技が増えていきますね。
これからも、はい、技増えるように頑張ります。
改めてこのところ、バッティング素晴らしい活躍続いていますが、ご自身としては手応えいかがですか？
感覚もどんどん良くなっているので、このまま継続してやっていきたいと思います。
残り試合も少なくなってきました。クライマックスシリーズ争い、非常に激しくなっています。最後にマリーンズファンにメッセージをお願いします。
まだまだ打たないと皆さんの信用は得られないと思うので、これからも打てるように頑張りたいと思います。
おめでとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
さあ、そして続いてはこの方です。7回逆転のタイムリー、代打で見事に決めてくれました。岡大海選手、ナイスバッティングでした。
ありがとうございます。
岡さん、7回の攻撃、味方が2アウトからでしたが、繋いでチャンスを作りました。まずはベンチからどんなイメージであそこは見ていたんでしょうか？
そうですね、友杉のところで代打って言われたので、チャンスで回ってきたらとにかく思い切っていこうっていうだけで打席に立ちました。
その思い切り、まさにでしたが、初球仕留めました。バッティングいかがでした？
そうですね、打席入るまで結構緊張してたんですけど、やっぱり皆さんの声援で勇気も持てて打席に立てましたし、結果もいい結果になったので、良かったと思います。
チームとしても本当に今負けられないところで、昨日、今日と逆転勝ち、このチームの勢い、粘りいかがですか？
そうですね、みんな思い切ってプレーできてますし、声援がすごく力になって、僕たちもプレーできてます。
ここからもまだまだ厳しい戦い続いてきます。明日に向けて最後にマリーンズファンに一言お願いします。
はい、明日からも大事な試合が続きますので、皆さんの声援が力になります。一緒に頑張りましょう。ありがとうございました。
明日も期待しています。おめでとうございました。さあ、そして今日はプロ初セーブになりました。9回見事なピッチング、澤田投手です。ナイスピッチングでした。
ありがとうございます。
9回1点差、痺れる場面での登板でした。マウンドに向かう雰囲気など含めていかがでしたか？
いつも通り投げれたと思います。
改めてランナー背負いながらでもありましたが、そのセーブシチュエーションというところは特に意識するところはなかったんでしょうか？
同点までは OK と思って、最悪逆転はもう絶対されないように、それだけ思ってました。
ただその中で見事にゲーム締めくくりました。ご自身の投球で9回締めくくって勝利を挙げた、その感触、味わいというのはいかがですか？
いつもと変わらないです。
ちなみにプロ初セーブになりましたが、初セーブのボールというのはお手元戻ってきました？
戻ってきました。
今お持ちですか？
いや、持ってないです。
ではそのボール行き先どうしましょうか？
ちょっと考えます。
改めて澤田さん、本当に今 CS 争い激しくなっています。こういった厳しい場面でマウンドに上がれる、そしてこの大歓声を受けながらマウンドに迎える、プロ野球選手としてこの感触いかがですか？
そうですね、毎回すごい応援で迎えてもらって、そこは本当僕の力になっているので、いつも毎回ありがとうございます。
残り試合も少なくなってまいりました。今後に向けて最後にファンに力強くメッセージお願いします。
ここまで来たらとことん勝つので応援よろしくお願いします。
次の登板も澤田さん期待してます。
ありがとうございました。
おめでとうございました。今日のヒーロー和田選手、岡選手、そして澤田投手でした。
本日のマリーンズ選手賞が勝利投手中村選手、ランニング選手を和田選手、ホームラン賞和田選手でございます。